Everyone talks about the market, but who actually owns it? When the S&P 500 rises, who's getting richer? Everyday investors, pension funds, or trillion-dollar asset managers? Let's unpack the real ownership of America's stock market. From institutional giants to retail traders, foreign investors, and the growing power of index funds. The total U.S. stock market is worth roughly $50 to $55 trillion. But only a fraction of that belongs to individual investors trading on their own. The majority, nearly 70%, is owned by institutions, pension funds, insurance companies, mutual funds, and ETFs, and within those institutions, a handful of firms dominate. BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street, sometimes called the Big Three, collectively control over 20% of all U.S. public equities. Through index funds and ETFs, they indirectly own pieces of nearly every major company in America, from Apple and Exxon to J.P. Morgan and Tesla. In many boardrooms, these firms hold more voting power than any single shareholder. But retail investors still matter. During the pandemic, more than 20 million new brokerage accounts were opened in the U.S. Platforms like Robinhood and Fidelity made investing frictionless. And meme stocks briefly gave retail traders center stage. Yet even now, individuals directly own less than 20% of U.S. equities, and much of that is concentrated in retirement accounts. Foreign investors hold about $8 trillion in U.S. equities, roughly 15% of the total market. The largest foreign holders? The United Kingdom, Japan, and Canada. These positions reflect both trust in U.S. markets and a shortage of comparable opportunities abroad. Passive investing has transformed the market. Instead of stock picking, trillions now flow automatically into index funds that simply mirror the S&P 500 or NASDAQ. This index effect boosts the largest companies, because the more their prices rise, the more investors are forced to buy them. The result? The market's ownership is increasingly concentrated, not among millions of Americans, but among a few massive institutions managing everyone's money. This raises big questions. Who controls corporate America? How do index funds vote in shareholder decisions? And what happens if the tide turns and passive money starts flowing out? For now, the U.S. stock market remains the world's deepest, most liquid, and most owned by institutions financial ecosystem. Please like, comment, and subscribe.